All right, looking at the dollar CAD here, you can see that price has really been in a nice downtrend over the past few months. We've just been moving steadily down, and now look at what's happening here. Price is starting to pop and made a new low, and now we have a little retracement going on here inside of daily supply. So as we see price interacting with this zone, I think this could be a nice area from right around the 124 area up to about 126. You can see how big this supply zone is here. Price is bouncing into it, so I'm looking for price to bounce to the downside here, and then to make its way down all the way down to the bottom over the next probably few weeks. So, but over this coming week, I'm looking for price to pop to the downside here, right into this daily demand from 123 down to about 122. So if price can do that, I think that would be absolutely awesome. Again, this is a real nice retracement area for price to be bouncing out of. As we've seen previous support now becoming resistance. And I think that's really what we have going on here is just this natural flip-flop of support becoming resistance, and it's a good place to take a trend follow short. So as we are looking for price to come to the downside, just realize a little bit of support here that's going to be coming into play. So right now we're in a big daily demand zone, right? Or excuse me, daily supply zone, right? So let's go ahead and draw that into play here. Okay, so we're in the big daily supply zone here, and I'm personally looking for price to bounce maybe one more time in this weak support zone here, come back up a little bit, but then overall I'm looking at this zone at 124.22 down to about 124.16 as possibly another area of holding support. But again, both of these levels here, these are weak levels because they've been bounced on multiple times now, and as it continues to go to the downside, right around that 123 daily demand zone, look at this level here. We have a nice little brown zone down there. So I'm thinking price is going to fall to the downside as these support levels are weak. And I would like to see this continue to play out here for the up and coming week. Again, this is just a big pullback in the overall downtrend, but it looks like a real great place for price to apex and then continue to the downside. Looking at the dollar Swiss here, you can see that price is retesting supply basically from 97.59 all the way up to about 98.25. And as price is retesting the supply level here, look at how many times price has actually been at this area here. So we've been here a few different times. We've seen a nice inversion of support becoming demand and hitting multiple times. And as price interacts with this zone, the weaker and weaker it gets, hence the brown color representing a not a very strong level. So I really feel like price can come back down here and possibly move up even through this zone here this week. So I'd like to see price move down into the demand zone at roughly 96.84 down to 96.41, and then push up a little bit higher through this supply zone. Now, it's probably not going to push all the way through. I would like to see it probably reform this level here and then push to the upside, just because that's the way price action does its thing. It usually tends to reform supply and demand as it moves along over time. So that's what I'm looking at to have happen here overall. Only time will tell. And let's go down to the 60-minute time frame just to see a little bit of the support and resistance that's going to be coming into play. On the 60-minute time frame, you can see that prices kind of reformed this daily zone. And so the whole daily zone is basically made up of two 60-minute support zones. And our supply zones look like this up here on the upside. You can see a little bit of the resistance coming into play. Again, this is the top of the supply zone all the way up here, right around the 98.28 level, okay, all the way down here about 97.60. So it's a pretty good size zone. We're bouncing off the top of it. So what I'd really like to see happen this week is for price to bounce to the downside here a little bit, and maybe one more little quick bounce, but again, overall we could see it coming all the way down here into demand and then straight through to supply. And again, on the daily time frame, this whole level is weak, so even if it just comes down to here before it pushes to the upside, I think that is totally cool. I would like to see the supply zone, this daily supply zone, get broken. So I want to see the trend to the upside transpire, okay, if you will. So I would like to see a bounce into either one of these levels here over the next few days of this coming week. But overall, I'd like to see a nice little strong push to the upside.